First thing on my mind is let's talk about Guildhall, Vermont. Guildhall Courthouse, Essex County, Vermont. If you haven't seen it, Google it. I already shared it on video. And the officials decided to delete it. Because why? I have stories, and I have proof, and I have evidence, and I have witnesses to the fact I filed a lawsuit, and I hand-delivered it to Vincent Aluzzi. I pulled into the Guildhall Courthouse, and I said, "Excuse me, can you tell me where to find Vince Aluzzi's office?" I knew who he was. He didn't know who I was, and he had the great big smile on his face. He said, "I'm Vince," as he looked out from under his hatch. He was in the back hatch of his vehicle. This little mini SUV thing he's got, right? And so I said, "Well, it's nice to meet you, Vincent. Here you go." And I handed him the paperwork that had his name listed in a lawsuit. For what? Back in 2007, when there was a filing of abandonment, fictitious fax warrant of abandonment, and allegations, false statements, and reports made and accepted by officials of the town of Island Pond, school, mental health services in Northeast Kingdom, who said that they were meeting with me. They never met with me, but they were meeting with my daughter and the IEP teacher and school officials and town officials and government officials behind my back. In what? 2006 and 2007. So they had conspired a story of going in May and vandalizing my home. They killed my bird, my daughter's bird actually, and put it under my bed sheets. They ripped up all our family photos. They cut our clothes. They did all kinds of things. That's a tort, okay? That's a tort, and that was to scare for us to leave town. Why did I have to leave town? What the hell did I do? I didn't even know anybody there. I stayed to myself except for the Billy Bone and her family. I knew the Quincy O'Gorman, and I knew his father because Quincy used to hang out at our home. Rest in peace, Quincy. I'll still speak for you on your behalf, and we still are looking for the answers as to why Quincy's dead. Knowing that Quincy's father died, and these kids used to all hang out at my home, okay? Everybody knew where I was. The intent to move was told to the school November 4th of 2006, and I told them that at the end of the school year, we'd be moving. Well, as the school year progressed, so did the teachers and their false allegations, okay? So after a month of me moving out of the state of Vermont with my children, gave up my lease. It was at the end of it. I never re-signed it because I had already moved out due to the fact that the town officials said that they were going to make sure that everything was cleaned up and taken care of and reimbursed. I never got anything. I never even got my children back. Why? Because all these state officials, government officials, school officials, town officials, all of them conspired an organized story in crime against me and my family. And Brianna asked me again yesterday, being the 20th of February, 2022, "Mom, why have they always been after us? Why us?" I don't know, Bree. Maybe it's because of our bloodline. That's the truth of it. Eugenics, they want to change us. We are indigenous. Our grandparents settled the land and founded Yarmouth, Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And then my grandma married on, after being a widow, to my grandpa. She married on to my step-grandfather, who was Governor Prince of Plymouth Colony. So, hear this. That's where Mary and Jeff Hare moved to. They're the ones that cultivated this, and Jeff was head of Homeland Security. Now, if you start listening to 60 Minutes on YouTube, you're going to find that what I'm telling you is very accurate, that the CIA and all these people have been involved in trying to destroy people. So knowing that, I've got the case file right over there. I keep on telling you people, I've got the case files. I've got the case files. And I just sent out another video that has voicemail information between me and my uncle, phone conversation, call log, all of that history, as well as more information and witnesses that I already shared. Okay? So noting that this all started back in 2007, and then we go, the state's attorney was Vincent Aluzzi back then, and he was also the state senator. That was a complete conflict of interest and a violation of federal rights. Okay? And then that all led to up to date back in 2018 when I handed him that lawsuit. Who does that? I got vagina enough to stand up for myself. I don't see any of you people standing up for yourselves. I only hear about you continuously telling me how you violated, but what have you done to fix it? But y'all want to talk shit about me. Anyways, so about a week after I served him that paper, guess what happened? There was subsequently a fire. Poof! A fire in a closed case vault that they said housed 2 out of 3 of my cases. I said, which ones? They said Cheyenne and Savannah. I said, great. The one I need is Brianna because that holds all the information. She's the one that they were after. Okay? They put Brianna, when they took my kids from me, with that Homeland Security and his wife. Why didn't she go to my family? Why was she even taken from me? Is what we really want to know. Then, why were the other 2 girls, my daughters, put with the detective of the Maine, Vermont State Police? You can find him on Super Troopers, the movie. Okay? Real Robillard. So why is it in his lying, frivolous wife? Her name is Marion. She was a bus driver. If I was such a bad mother, like I asked Steve Swindells from the Canaan Elementary School, if I was such a bad mother, and if Bree needed an IEP, why didn't it happen then? He said, if it needed to be done, it would have been. Now, I don't like Steve, and he doesn't like me. But he never said I was a bad mother either, because he knows I wasn't. So how did I go from being a fit mother and fine mother, helping the community where I was, but got run off by Janet Mills' friend, Donnie LeBlond, who had involvement in killing Kim Morrow, and he told me so. They found me, fighting for my life, took me to the hospital from Livermore Falls. Got the story, indicted Donnie twice. He was found to have kidnapped me by indictment twice, raped and beat me. However, he got out of jail on bond the first time, and then he went back on the second time when Livermore Police Department kicked in the door of his house because he was holding me and my children hostage. He was indicted on that. He got out again. He threatened me that if I didn't leave, I'd never see my kids again. Well, that's what Jim Audette did when I wouldn't go back with him. And you see, Jim Audette being related and friends to who? Sean Donahue, TJ Donovan, the senators, and all of them, right? Because they all come from the same area, so that you know they're all friends and family. Married in together, dating each other, dinnering together, schooling together, living together, doing whatever they do together. Went to school together, whatever. It's all a violation. It's all a conflict of interest. So noting that it probably started back then. When Sean Donahue knocked on my door in February of, 2005, I believe? No, 2006. Sorry, 2006. Sean Donahue, without a doubt, it was him knocking on my door and handed Charlotte Stetson a phone business card with his phone number and told him she needed to have me call him. He was driving a 2-door red sports car. He pulled into the Lindenville, into the apartment, down from my apartment. I watched him. He was dressed in a suit, tall, bulky looking, looked like he was a hitman. Well, I'm still here to talk about it, and I'm still here telling about it, because I want them brought to justice. And why is he still in the head of Human Services? Why is TJ Donovan the Attorney General, knowing that he's abusive? He's abusing his power. He physically abused people, and he, had my daughter sentenced to Rutland Regional Medical Hospital Center to a psych ward for 60 days for a second involuntary hold. First time was Brattleboro Retreat right after her baby was born. Okay? The second time was Rutland Regional Medical Center right after we filed lawsuits. All of the same people that wrote false reports about me wrote false reports about Brianna and had my grandson taken from her. Had her locked up, had me charged, had my home searched, got us locked out. All of these lies, and because I tell the truth and I keep on telling you the truth, they keep on coming after me and Bree. That's a fact. I've shared it. They've deleted it. That's a major crime. And I'm going to keep on telling about it. And the reason why I have sent everybody copies of everything, because the public, you've seen it. You've seen the videos. You're my witnesses. Now, they're really upset. All the officials are upset. Because why? You, as all my witnesses, I have a witness. And they didn't want that. They wanted me to be my only witness like they wanted Bree to be her only witness. Yeah, I'll be the first to tell you I went through that restraining order. No contact. Violation of bail conditions. Yeah, I did, because my daughter was getting her beat. Okay? She was getting beat. My grandson ended up hurt. And the cops didn't do anything about it. Because you see, it is a federal crime to harass, tort, or do anything in violation toward an informant or his family. I'm going to tell you that in that no contact order, Brianna and Kevin didn't live together. Kevin is not married to Brianna. Brianna's not married to Kevin. Brianna requested her name be contact order out. But because it is an obvious informant, without a doubt, all reason to believe, that's why he was allowed to keep her name as a no contact against me. And then they were going to try to what? Charge me with a federal crime? For what? Why are they all after me? Brianna asked that. I'm asking it. Why are you all after us? Can you tell the answer to that, Michael Hatton? Can you come forward, please, sir, and tell me why you told me April 1st? And I relayed it to the judge. You said I needed to take my daughter and my grandson and leave in the middle of the night. Why? Was there going to be something happen to us in the middle of the night if we left? Or is it all the frivolous bullshit like the shooting of my car, the brake lines being cut, the gas in the tank, the home down the road being shot at with kids and a woman in it, the homes and the business that got burned right after you locked us out of my apartment? Who is it, Mike? In Cheyenne, you told me the same thing. You're on audio record. I didn't know you were being recorded, but because my audio is on 24/7 and y'all know it, I wasn't recording you, but my audio was. And it caught you telling me that I just needed to take my grandson and my daughter and get out of there. Why? Can you tell us that? Tell the public and the nation why and who's after us, please.